Did Joanie Lamb have a hand in Marcus Lamb's untimely death?
When Marcus graduated to heaven, and it was very, very traumatic. And I've said before, it's like half your heart leaves. And I was very sad.
Oh man, I knew I was going to do that, but I don't know. I love Marcus.
Experienced before.
Exactly.
And when you come out of a deep, deep darkness, your joy and your happiness is different.
And everybody sees that.
And you measure it different, and it shows different because of the darkness that you've been through.
Yeah.
It comes out different, and you appreciate it more.
Right. And he's never been loved by a woman like I've loved him, because he lived in a loveless marriage for so long. And he covered for his wife for years, because he always believed that somehow God would work a miracle. So yeah, he said he loved his wife. Yes, he said, I know you have questions to that, but I respect him more for covering her than uncovering her. And even at this moment, he and I are trying to be protective of her and the two kids, but she works for him in his office, and they get along fine. And she's dating somebody. I mean, it's just like the things that are being said, even to the point of people saying that probably I killed Marcus in the hospital because I was having an affair, blah blah blah. And Rodney Howard-Browne got mixed up talking to you and told Jimmy that Doug was texting me or sexting me. He never sexted me. He is a pure man. We didn't have sex till we got married. That he was sexting me in January after Marcus died in November is a complete lie. Well, Jonathan knows that. But the lie was perpetuated because Rodney went and told other people and other people. That's the damage that you've done to me. And the damage that you've done to a godly man who has integrity and and is known for his integrity. And so, yeah, those are all things. I could beat you up on that. I'm willing to forgo all of that, knowing that you're human, that you might have believed things that weren't true. But I'm just telling you, as your mother, he is a good man. I've now lived with him for 5 months. There's not been one red flag. He's done nothing but love me and serve me and come alongside me and help me. And it's been very difficult for him to watch some of the things that have gone on over this last 5 months directed towards me. So, that's something you need to know. That's something you need to understand. And I know the Lord can show you that if you truly will just allow your heart to be open and say, you know what, God, I could be wrong about this.
What you just watched only scratches the surface. But now, let's go deeper. The video may be over, but the questions it raised are far from answered. The truth is, when Marcus Lamb died in late 2021, the Christian world didn't just lose a pastor. It lost a media mogul, a faith leader, and the symbolic head of a billion-dollar network built on spiritual broadcasting and cultural commentary. But while many grieved the loss, others watched in silence as decisions were made behind closed doors, decisions that would go on to fracture a family, shake the foundations of trust, and call into question the values that Daystar claimed to uphold. Marcus Lamb's death didn't close a chapter. It opened a floodgate. There were no warning signs to the public. 1 week, he was on the air. The next, gone. The official cause, COVID-19 complications. But to those close to the family, there were signs of deeper struggles long before Marcus fell ill, disagreements about leadership, vision, and the direction of Daystar itself. Some say Marcus had grown tired. Others say he was being pushed aside. No one speaks about it publicly, but if you listen to the whispers, it sounds a lot like power was shifting and fast. Within weeks of Marcus's passing, a new figure entered the scene with increasing visibility, Dr. Doug Weiss. At first, he appeared as a friend, a counselor, someone offering comfort in a time of loss. But very quickly, the dynamic changed. Doug filed for divorce from his wife, Lisa Weiss, in January, just 2 months after Marcus passed. And before the year was over, Joanie and Doug were engaged. Now, let's pause. Because even if their relationship began after Marcus's death, and both Joanie and Doug insist it did. The timing alone created serious questions. Was this healing or something already in the works before Marcus was laid to rest? And while some were celebrating a second chance at love, others were grieving something else entirely: betrayal. Marcus and Joanie's son, Jonathan Lamb, and his wife Susie came forward with troubling claims. They alleged that a Daystar staff member known only by the name Pete had behaved inappropriately with their young daughter. Instead of swift action, they say there was silence. Instead of investigation, they say there was image protection. Instead of support, they say there was denial. One of the most troubling parts: a polygraph test was used to clear the accused. But as any legal expert will tell you, polygraphs are not admissible in court. They can be manipulated, misunderstood, and at worst weaponized to silence victims. Then came the moment that sent shockwaves across social media: a leaked phone call. Joanie Lamb herself, in her own voice, attempting to explain the timeline, the accusations, and her new relationship. She defended Doug passionately. She denied any inappropriate relationship prior to marriage. She dismissed rumors of sexting and emotional infidelity. She also made something else very clear: she believed she had found her first love in Doug, and that he had never been truly loved until her. For many, the words were heartfelt. For others, haunting. Was this a grieving widow? Or someone rewriting history? This isn't just a family drama. It's not just a tabloid story in Christian packaging. This is about the nature of ministry in the age of money, power, and platforms. Because Daystar isn't just a church channel, it's a media empire. And when empires face scandal, the first instinct is often not confession, but protection. Critics began to speak out: faith leaders, former partners, even law enforcement officers, calling on Joanie and Daystar to allow a full third-party investigation. Not to destroy reputations, but to bring healing through truth. So far, no such investigation has taken place. Instead, public messaging has focused on love, faith, and moving forward. But at what cost? Doug Weiss was once a respected voice in Christian counseling circles. But even his critics now raise questions about the speed of his transition from therapist to husband, from guest to spiritual co-leader of Daystar. His ex-wife, Lisa Weiss, has remained largely quiet. But those close to her suggest she did not consent to the ending of their marriage as amicably as Doug's presence. Joanie, meanwhile, continues to host programs and minister with Doug at her side, visibly happy, spiritually confident. But many wonder, has love blinded them to what lies beneath? And more importantly, can a ministry that claims to stand for biblical values afford to ignore the fractures within its own house? Let's step back. Because what we're seeing here isn't just a story of individuals, it's a pattern. All across America, ministries are being tested. Leaders fall. Empires shake. The temptation to protect brands over truth runs deep. But the Bible gives us another model. 1 Peter 5:2-3 says, "Be shepherds of God's flock, not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve, not lording it over those entrusted to you, but being examples to the flock." The flock is watching. We're watching. And what we need now isn't another PR video, another soft interview, or another carefully worded Instagram post. We need truth. We need repentance. We need accountability, real, spiritual, biblical accountability. It's easy to get lost in celebrity relationships and headlines. But at the center of this storm is a child, an innocent girl, whose story has been overshadowed by weddings, press releases, and viral clips. The Lamb's granddaughter deserves to be heard. Her parents deserve clarity, and the staff and viewers of Daystar deserve transparency. Because if the church cannot protect its children, what are we even doing? So now the video is over. The facts have been laid bare, and the spiritual cost is high. But the real question remains, what do we do with this? We can look away, pretend it doesn't affect us, defend Joanie or Doug because we liked their programs, deny the allegations because they're uncomfortable. Or we can call for light to pierce the darkness. Because as the Apostle Paul wrote in Ephesians 5:11, have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. This isn't about shaming anyone. It's about protecting the name of Christ from being used as a mask for scandal. It's about the victims seen and unseen. It's about rebuilding the credibility of Christian witness in a culture already suspicious of faith. So what now? If you believe in accountability, speak up. If you stand for victims, stand publicly. If you believe God calls leaders to serve, not control, then let your voice be known. Comment below. Share this video. Pray without ceasing. And most of all, walk in truth. Because no ministry, no matter how powerful, should be beyond correction. Let's hold the line not out of hatred, but out of love for the gospel.